Welcome, lovely viewers. This is the After the Gunshot interview, and I'm Aisha, and I have with me Ibi, who is acting as Omar, and our boring director, Melody. You're welcome. I'm happy you had the chance so we can talk about this whole series because I'm curious myself. What is the whole drive for this series? How did it come about?
Once again, I'm Ibrahim.
Melody.
Alright. Okay. If you like to address me as Melody, it's cool. Okay. I actually happen to be the director of this movie, okay? And the CEO of Melody Directions. Well, myself and Omar, who happens to be IB, like we've been working together for a while now, alright? So one day we were enjoying jollof rice actually. Okay. In our room, the comfort of our room. Sunday special it was by one of our colleagues. So all of a sudden we realized that no, it's even Sunday and the only thing we enjoyed that day was that food. Like there's nothing going on campus to entertain us, even though we are not students. Then this idea came, okay, since you are into filmmaking and then media stuffs, why don't we come up with a story and then hit the campus with it and then kind of like make it a bit fun. So if you can see from the movie, everything in it is something we did live, like it's live issues, like issues that happen on campus here, Islamic University.
So are you saying, let me chip this in. Are you saying people shoot people on this campus or what? Is that what you're saying? And that's how come you got that whole idea? Because it's like after the gunshot, did somebody kill somebody here or should I start running?
I really like your question, you know. Nothing like that. Like nobody shot nobody on this campus. Like there's nothing like that. And then you don't have any incident of such on this campus. But the storyline, there is one thing that is happening on campus actually here. That is people kind of like students kind of live a fake lifestyle, like trying to portray themselves as somebody who they are not. Alright, we see it among our colleagues, even though you can't pinpoint that this person and this person, but it's obvious among us. Like you know the person to be this person on campus, and when you meet him outside campus, like at home, he's somebody else. So it's kind of like something ahead. So the whole storyline was like, okay, how can we be able to bring that thing into them? So we brought the idea that okay, why don't we frame the story in a way that okay, they are living that lifestyle, having money and stuff, but how did they get the money? Because literally from home they are not rich. So it's obviously like how did they get that money? So if you can see from the flashback in the one of the episodes, episode 4 actually, yeah, you realize that Omar was influenced by Amir to go on that mission, and the mission was not to go and kill somebody though, because none of them were like, they didn't arm themselves. They were just like mere thieves who break into house, grab some stuff, sell them, and then come to campus and buy things with it and just show off. You understand? So if the story continues like that, they go into the house, get the stuffs, and then leave, it's not making much more interesting. You understand? So they were doing something that they think it will favor them, but along like at the pipeline, they don't know the consequence and what is going to be the outcome. Even though they see that, because you realize that Omar saw that thing to be a bad idea, but later on he was convinced by Amir that is there something we are just going to pick and then leave. We are not good. We are not going to do anything like bad, you understand? So he was convinced by that. So he realized that he has no idea of what is going to happen after they entered the house. So that was when the issue of what? The gunshot, and after the gunshot, yeah. That's the explanation.
So all you curious students out there, that's how come the whole after the gunshots came in. This question is for you.
Okay.
How were you casted, and like what were your expectations after you were casted?
After the director and I sat down and we came up with a plan to start a movie, we're looking for characters to play certain roles that we thought feature in the movie. So we came out with the cast, but it was like with who to play the main character, and the director was just like, I have to play that role. We debated for some number of days, even before I assumed the role of playing the main character. So that's how come he pushed me to actually play the main character. Yes, and my expectation for the movie was, life is so boring on campus here. We don't have any activity going on, so my expectation was that students would get involved and interactive with the movie, and so far we've achieved that.
That's interesting. So like you have the students in mind.
Yes.
That's very nice. This question goes to both of you.
Okay.
First you, then you. Like, what were the challenges you faced during the whole shoot of the series?
You asked a very good question. Like, I was waiting for you to ask that question, alright? It wasn't easy. Like, After the Gunshot was one of my toughest projects ever, alright? I had challenge from the main character to the support and my cameraman, like almost everybody. Okay, if I'll be specific, Kira.
Hey, why me? Why?
Well,
Why? Only me. I say I'm the only person.
No, like I want to be specific here, alright?
Okay.
Like, you gave me tough time, more than I expected. Even though like it's usual, like as a director you receive disappointment, alright? But it gets more tougher when that character who is disappointing you cannot be substituted. Like, she's the only person that can kill that mood. You don't have any other person that you can use to replace her. So there are some days that if I call Kira and Kira is like, director, I can't make it today, I just feel like dropping the phone and shouting to the world for people to know, no, Kira is really pissing me off right now. Alright?
I come.
Well, you do your best to come, and I really appreciate that, okay? Like, without you coming, we have not gotten far as we've gotten, and I'm really, really happy, and I really appreciate your support that you gave us from day one, because you don't even belong to this campus. And then it was even Omar's idea that we should include people from other campuses so that like we'll have a blend
yes.
of it, and then you end up also experiencing what is happening on our campus. Like, we are exposing our campus to you as well. And then I realized that you also liked our campus. Like, whenever you come, you've even made new friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like your environment now, you understand. So I think basically that's it. Omar also gives me tough time. He happens to be the production manager and then the main character in the movie. So you realize that, and he was the co-director as well. So I will not also blame him that much, but it wasn't easy. Like, being the producer and the director myself, it was not easy. So all I could say is everybody who was part of this production didn't find it easy, basically.
You, as a cast,
Yeah.
what were your challenges?
Well, some of the challenges I faced as a cast was the script. You know, as your director said, was stick to the script. So as we are going over the production, then one character will just forget about the line, and you need that person's line to also remember yours. But when it gets there, then that person will just stand and will feel like, okay, he'll forget about the line, so that way production becomes slow. And also, as the director mentioned, the availability of some of the cast was difficult to bring everybody together at one place. Some will come early as possible, and others will have to wait for 2 hours for them to get here before we start production. So that was one of the main challenges we faced.
I also face challenges too. You can't be the only ones complaining about it.
Yeah, we know.
So what is like your favorite episode in the whole series, and why?
I think episode 9 was my favorite.
Oh, okay. We were chopping love.
Yeah.
That's alright.
No. No, there's just something about the episode. I just love the whole episode. Not just the love scene, but even with when Omar and Amir met Maya when they were going to class. They had some conversation, and Omar, which is the character I'm playing, gave Maya a cheeky answer, and
I remember.
like that whole scene was just ecstatic for me. So that is my favorite episode now.
How about you, director?
Well, every episode of the series was my favorite. All right.
You have to pick a favorite one. There has to be one.
It has to be one.
Oh, I enjoyed the basketball scene. All right, when Omar was giving his shot and stuff, like he gave one particular distance shot, and he was like, "Damn, this is how to play basketball." And it was like this, and I was like, "Whoa!" He just killed that scene for me. Yeah, like, he's just trying to use that to like tell the people I know I'm good at b-boy, you know. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Even though he's good. Like I've watched his games severally, and I really enjoy it. Yeah. Bang.
Okay, so what should our lovely viewers expect on the 10th episode?
I guess this question goes to Omar, right?
No, it's to both of you actually.
Really?
Because you are from the director's perspective, he's from the cast perspective.
So director first.
No, cast first.
Yes. This time around, you are supporting me, and I like that. All right.
Well, to our viewers, the episode 10 is a climax of the whole series, the first season of the series, and wow, it's going to be full of suspense, just like the way the episode 9 ended. Farouk bumped into Omar, and he turned and he saw that was the guy he shot. So that is going to episode 10 is going to continue from there. So they are going to see what happens after, they bump into each other. What is Farouk going to do? What is Omar going to do? His reaction. That's Farouk.
The clash of the titans.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because right now nobody knows whether Farouk remembers Omar after seeing him. So the story will unfold from there, and we'll see what happens next.
Okay.
Director.
Well, what I would tell my viewers or our audience is that they've known from day one, from episode 1, we didn't give them anything that's interesting, all right? But this happens to be the grand finale, like the final episode for season 1, okay? So it has to end in a way that they'll be eager to see the season 2. Yeah. And then this time around, we are preparing it very big. And let me use Omar's word he used behind the scene. We are going to kill it. Like there was a scene he was like, I just killed it. And I'm like, you just killed what? So basically we are going to kill that episode, okay? Like it's going to be very, very interesting, entertaining, and then fun. Like it's been fun from day one, okay? The drama, the comedy, the suspense, and everything. Okay,
Don't forget the love.
The love. Why are you so particular?
Yeah, and
that's like my favorite scene as well, because we get to go to this cool, secluded place, like
Really?
the bridge.
Alright.
And I just want to add this: the minutes is also going to increase.
Yes, because on our official page on YouTube, most of our audience and our subscribers are like the time and the duration is very small, is very little. So if they can realize in episode 9 we worked on that and then prolong the duration, and I'm sure we are going to do the same and even increase it more with the season episode 10. Yeah.
We're going to have like either 20.
Don't say.
Okay.
All right. You have to continue being in suspense.
Yeah.
Alright.
And one interesting thing about the whole series is that even our characters are always in suspense.
Yes.
Like they don't know what happens
Why?
in the next episode.
That makes it more fun. Because sometimes we can be on set and then the character will be like, okay, director, D, what will be the next episode. What is going to happen after here? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Well, you have to wait until next week.
Yes.
Because
That's
probably
not fun.
it is, because like you shouldn't only put your viewers in suspense. Even you, the characters, you having to be in suspense, and that is making Melody Direction like something exceptional. You understand? And then all of our episodes, we actually acted them within that week. All right. So if you have to post this Friday, so from Monday to Friday, you have to make sure we get it done. Then it's not that we did something and then we place it down for a while. No. Even though it wasn't easy, because sometimes we have to work on continuity and stuff, but like so far so good. We thank Almighty for bringing us this far.
So I hope all you curious viewers out there have been fed, because this interview has made me also know a little history about this After the Gunshots. I had an amazing time with you guys.
Yeah, we also did. Like we also enjoyed the time.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
So all I want to say to you is that you should stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.